You do a test run so that you don't not
I
record
did
your audio
test. I
again.
did test. We're good. Everything should be set. So,
Okay, cool.
finally, after how many fucking tries? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first ever episode of the official HEADSPACE podcast. I'm with my
Right.
I'm with my co-host over here, Lucas Hunger. I am not faking
Hey.
this dialogue, which we'll have a funny story about that later. But this is technically not the first episode, and like I said, we'll dive into that later. But let me explain what this is. This is a podcast hosted by Trevor Howard, which is me, obviously, and Lucas Hunger to my right here, as you can see.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, yeah, so we're doing this from quarantine, so bear with us. The connectivity issues, there's going to be some technical issues probably, so we're going to try and work on that. But this podcast is more just me and my buddy talking about life and stuff and just getting deep into things that we think is worthy of talking about.
Life and stuff.
Yeah,
Spin-off podcast.
life and stuff in a podcast. I mean, we're basically
Spin-off.
Joe
It's a
Rogan, but
spin-off cat.
yeah, we're Joe Rogan. We're the Joe Rogan experience.
Life and stuff will be our spin-off podcast.
Yeah, we're just the Joe Rogan experience, except we're shittier people.
I
Oh,
I think I'm better than Joe Rogan
you
by a long
think
shot.
you think you're better than Joe Rogan?
If yes.
So, let me start off by expressing our backgrounds here. I am currently in college. He's also
Wait.
currently in college, and I am studying mass media and mass communication. So I'm trying to get into the field of film. And I don't know what do you do?
Now I'm undecided. I go to UB, University
Well,
at Buffalo.
you
But
don't need to tell.
I
Okay.
I will probably be transferring to a different school and be doing construction management.
Okay. And for a
Community college.
hobby of his, he is a musician. He makes music, and I kind of dabble in filmmaking. So we're not really the same people, and in fact, we don't really come from the same backgrounds, and we're not really doing the same things. But we do think our chemistry of talking together works out really well. So we'll see how far this podcast gets, and hopefully we can have guests on in the future. But without further ado, I think that's enough of an intro. Wow. Wow, that
Here
was
we
hard.
are.
That was hard to get out.
It's okay. All part
Oh,
of the process.
yeah, well, it was easier the first time, if I'm honest. So,
The first time.
yeah, the first time. So the kind of the joke is that the fact that we actually recorded a podcast. This is for a school project of mine, literally like I don't know, 3 weeks ago, and we recorded the Headspace podcast. That's where the name came up from. And apparently, when I recorded this, my microphone did not record. So we had his portion of the audio working fine, but mine was gone. There was no audio from my end. So what I had to do was go into Sony Vegas, which is a video editing program, and re-record all of my dialogue to match his and fake my podcast.
How long did that take?
Um, like 2 hours, and I only got 17 minutes of it done. Then I just sent it, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not doing the whole hour. It's not happening." Because it just, I mean, it sounds good, but it's a lot of effort to go back through and fake dialogue, and I don't think I don't want to do that. I would have rather
You're the
re-recorded
one.
it.
You're the one who's like, "Oh, I don't need a test run. Let's go." Like, what
Well, I
happened?
didn't say we don't need a test run. I just didn't bring it up, and I didn't think about it. which I have done multiple test runs for this, so we're good. We're good. We're good, homie. So how have you been during this quarantine, Lucas?
Bored. Bored as hell.
You've been bored?
I've been dedicating my life to COD, Modern Warfare,
Hmm.
and nothing else.
What did you ask me? How am I doing?
Yes, how was your quarantine vacation?
It's interesting. Nothing to hit home about though.
Yeah, I mean a lot of COD probably.
Yes, COD with my buddy Lucas. Oh, have you met Lucas? I have met Lucas.
Oh, I am me. I am
Hi,
Lucas.
Lucas.
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Life and Stuff, the podcast.
Life and Stuff, the podcast. Um, no. Why don't we? Well, okay. Funny thing about like video games and stuff, because we started talking about this when we were playing the other night, and I think we should delve into this idea. I my background is I used to play video games a lot, like I think almost every summer up until last summer of the summer of 2019. I played video games relentlessly. Like I just kept doing it, and I played it every day. I would get up in the morning and stuff. And I don't know. This is just more of like it's not even like it's trying to be a sob story, but like I just got up and was like I can't do this anymore. And I got up and did stuff, and that's what all of last summer was. I like went out with people, did things. And like when I play video games now, it's only for a short amount of time, and then I get bored. But you had brought up when we were playing the other night, you had brought up the idea of how it's dopamine releases, and I was thinking about that. So why don't we talk about that for a little bit?
All right, well, you see, it's like every single video game company, just like for every good game that people like, obviously, it's you just know the formula of like how to make that dopamine release happen, like give you rewards and like daily rewards for coming back and playing the game or whatever. And like on Call of Duty, you see like you get that hit marker sound and those hit markers, and then when you kill the dude, it's like that red hit marker, and it gives you the
Yeah,
all the
no,
points like
right,
plus 150 or whatever, and that's like it's like a good dopamine release
well,
right
yeah,
there. It's
and
like, oh
that's
yeah, I killed
right,
that dude.
and that's kind of what like leads into. I mean, what is I haven't played Fortnite in like 5 years. I haven't touched Fortnite since its release. Like it probably does the same thing. I'm assuming, right?
Yes, especially because it has all these like cool colors and it's
Well,
like
right.
cartoony and
That's a
stuff,
whole
and it's like
different
pleasing to the eye.
that's a whole different conversation because when you talk about that, like, I mean, you see how many kids are playing. Well, I don't know what the number is now, but like when that was a huge thing, like 3 years ago, I don't. How old is that game? Like 3 years old? Four?
2017, pretty sure.
Like when that blew up to be a huge thing, and I think it still is. But like all these little kids who are playing it, and no offense, like I'm not trying to offend like kids and anything. I mean, I
So you
am.
are.
Yeah, fuck kids. Um, no, but like the fact that they're introduced to this world where it's childish and like cartoony, but like they're really the people that made that are really just trying to rip your kids off of money and stuff because like the more they play it, the more they
Oh,
want to buy stuff. I mean, it's the same thing with any game though, right? I mean, it's the corporate model, but like Fortnite did
yeah,
it.
because it's literally. Go ahead.
Mm. I was just gonna say like Fortnite did it real well. I mean, it's insane how much of like that game blew up. I mean, recently what they had Travis Scott perform a concert in the game, right? That
Yeah,
happened.
that's another thing. Yeah,
Like,
and it's like
no, go
draw those
ahead.
kids in
Yeah.
so well, just with like the beautiful colors and the cartoons and stuff, and like putting in like Star Wars add-ons and like Deadpool skins
Well,
and
yeah. I
shit like
mean the
that, you know.
the brand tie-ins is a whole different story. That's just like, I mean, if you get a pop, I mean, well, that's more of like the brand wanting to capitalize on something very popular. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure,
Just full, yeah,
well, right. I'm sure, like Star Wars wanted to capitalize on the fact that Fortnite's popular, so they made a deal with Epic Games to do that. I don't think Epic Games
right.
reached out to Star Wars to do whatever they did, but I don't know. That's an interesting. Like, it's kind of scummy to think about it. Like, when you go in depth, you realize how dirty and like crazy that is. The idea of like,
especially now
yeah,
with the games with battle passes
mm,
stuff, like COD
yeah,
and the
where
battle
they're reeling in
pass
your
and
money.
Fortnite had the battle pass.
Well, it's
Yeah, it's literally
interesting.
like you buy the battle pass and you keep winning all this crap. It's like, oh, I need to get to level 100 or something before
Not
everyone else does, so I can have the cool skin.
right. So not to get into like being like, or not to get into my gamer side, but like when I mean the recent Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare, I fucking love Modern Warfare. It's so good.
Oh, it's
It's
so
plays
fun.
really nice. It's like the nicest Call of Duty they've had since like the old ones. But I
Yeah.
like the model that they're using now because it's you're paying $20 for like you get free like shit otherwise. You're paying $20. I like the model that they use now as opposed to paying it was like $30 per season, like for new maps and shit. Like I like what they're
Oh
doing
yeah.
now, but at the same time, it is also very scummy. So I don't know. I wish
Fun
like
as hell though.
I wish they would go back to the simple system of map packs, but not make them so damn expensive to buy. But at the same time,
Well,
I think what they're doing now is really good. So I don't know.
probably wouldn't work as well as reeling in an audience though, because now it's just like constant updates with like the battle pass and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
like different stuff. I don't know. Reels
Well,
more people in, I think.
right. I don't want to get into like this whole discussion of like gamers stuff, but like to go back onto the original point, which was like Fortnite blew up insane because like yeah, you're right. The colors and the way it's the artistic style of it, and kids are just so they're grabbed to it. I mean, people on like on streams like these children idolize some of these like Twitch streamers and YouTubers that play this stuff. Like seriously, idolize them. Like we grew up idolizing like actors. I don't know about you. Like for me, it was like Harrison Ford was my huge
Oh yeah.
like yeah, like I grew up idolizing him, and these kids are growing up idolizing or yeah, idolizing like Ninja and shit, and it's like
Yeah,
what?
some fucking douchebag that just sits in his house all day and plays video
With his
games.
blue hair. Apparently,
Yeah.
games are more than just games, and that you should scream every time you lose.
That's the fun in it. Being mad is fun.
Being mad is fun, but like there's a point where it's excessive.
Yeah.
I think that I don't think you need to have children screaming, especially when they're playing games, because I do think it affects the way they like look at life. Because you know you can't scream at your boss if you want to raise. Like you have to kind of suck up to the fact that you're either doing good at
Yeah.
your job or doing poor at your job. You know,
It's a good point.
it's not really going to
Because
get
they
you
really
anywhere.
are idolizing these freaking bums that are doing absolutely nothing and rolling in the fucking bag every month with like
Imagine no,
millions of bucks.
right. Imagine just getting up out of bed, not having to shower, and sitting in front of a computer screen with a live audience that you don't see. You don't physically see these people. You just see chat messages rolling up and down all day, or rolling down, or what is it? Rolling up? Yeah, when they keep sending it rolls up. Just doing that and staring at a computer screen for 5 hours a day, getting so much money. It's insane.
Yeah.
That's like
Literally, it's like
literally
5 hours a day.
they're cheating life. If I'm honest, they're making
It
so much
kind of
money doing
is.
that. Yeah, but it's got to be
They're
depressing.
ridiculous.
I think it would be very
I'd
depressing at
want
a
to
certain
die.
point. Yeah.
Playing video games all day is sucks, actually. You just, after you're done, you're just like, oh my God, I want to die.
Well, I mean, you have this live audience that either is joking with you, but like, I mean, have you seen some of these like
I'm just
chats?
talking about staring at a screen for
Yeah, I
hours and
mean,
hours on end.
because you're not getting out and seeing life for what it's worth. I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not like trying to like say that they don't ever leave the house. I'm sure they get out, but like every day they're streaming for like 6 hours a day, staring at a screen, yelling at a game, doing the same shit. I mean, you could argue, I mean, that's what jobs are, but like jobs are different because you're interacting with people in the workplace. Like you're at least
Yeah.
communicating with other people, doing other things. Streaming, you're not. You're maybe communicating with other people to stream and collaborate streams, but like
They make bank. They make
they
bank.
make a lot of money. Yeah, it's insane. I don't know how I feel about it because like I enjoy it. Like I watch Twitch streamers sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I think some of them probably should find a job.
I don't
Like,
see how people could end up liking a streamer so much to where they give them money for free, like a quote unquote donation to them to help them
well, I
out.
mean, I mean, some of them they use donations to send messages, and like your message is aired across the stream. Like it's used. They got like text to speech shit playing when
But
you
is
write your
is
message.
that like something that's your life goal? You want to pay $5,000 to someone so that everyone can see your message? Like
Yeah,
really?
when you pay $1,000 just to have your fucking username pop up and say you paid $1,000, and then make everybody else feel bad. Oh, I didn't
And everyone
donate
else,
$1,000.
everyone's just like, what a chump.
What a chump! Oh my god.
This dude paid $1,000 to get his name on the screen for 3 seconds.
It's
Idiot.
it's a weird system. I mean, we live in a weird age. We could talk about this too, like the idea of like living in such a digital like technologically connected world. And I think
It's both great and horrible.
right, and I think we should save that because I have a guest. We have a guest that would love to touch on that, and I would love to share that idea with him.
Oh, what do you think of Elon Musk naming his son that fucking X Ash A12?
This is the low we're going to right now.
Yes.
I don't know. I wouldn't name my child that if I'm honest.
That's
Why?
just weird.
Well,
It's
okay, right. Well, why would you want to name your kid something so? Okay, I'm sure. Right, his nickname is Ash. That's
right.
because I sort of watched the clip on Joe Rogan. His nickname is Ash.
Your full name, that, how could, like, sitting in class one day, your name is X Ash A12.
Well, I mean, okay. I'm sure since it's Elon Musk, I'm sure this kid is gonna go to a prestigious school, right?
Where
I don't think he's
everyone is named a fucking serial code number.
no. Well, no. I mean, but like he's got. I mean, his father's Elon Musk. You know, like it's like
His wife is kind of weird too.
his wife Grimes.
Yeah, I don't even know what she is.
She's. I believe. I'm gonna look it up. I believe she's an EDM artist. I believe. I'm not sure. That's what I. I mean, I don't even like know all that much about Elon Musk.
Do I? Neither do I, but
She's a singer, but I've heard her work. She's like more of like electronic. She likes to be in like that. I don't know how to describe it. It's like Ariana Grande meets Avicii. Rip, rest in peace. You know,
that's weird. They're kind of a weird family.
they are a weird family,
Elon
but you know
Musk is a
what?
brilliant man, though.
He's rich as hell and he's brilliant, and he's SpaceX. He literally is just equal
I
SpaceX.
love his like philosophy on things. Have you seen the Joe Rogan podcast with him at all? Like a
I
while
have.
ago?
I just saw the clip of the name. I haven't watched it or listened to it.
Oh, he was talking about like he's like talking about like SpaceX and all this crap, and he's like, "How do you have like all this time and stuff?" And like of the ideas that Elon Musk had to fix like San Francisco traffic, or I think it was San Francisco. I'm not entirely sure. To fix the traffic was to dig tunnels throughout the entire city. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not saying it's gonna work, but I just want to do it. See what happens.
Oh,
Like he just doesn't care. He
well,
built what 20,000 flamethrowers. He sold flamethrowers. This dude's awesome.
would you say he's like the Joe Exotic of rich billionaires?
I guess he's the Joe Exotic of weird technological dudes.
Oh, like nerds? You mean?
Yes, but I wouldn't go to the extreme of Joe Exotic.
Oh, well then never mind. Then
Elon
yeah.
Musk is his own.
Oh,
Elon
so he's
Musk is
just
his own person.
he's okay. So all right, no, I'm not gonna get it. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
I
I don't.
believe
I haven't seen Tiger King.
100% believe that Elon Musk and his entire family was built in a lab.
Well, who's his father then?
Uh,
Exactly.
yeah.
You don't have an
Okay.
answer because you
Elon
can't.
Musk
That's
built
not how
his
it works.
fine. Elon Musk built his family in the Tesla factories.
Well, sure, maybe, but that's a bold claim, and I don't think you have any evidence to support
X
it.
Ash A12 is definitely just his son's serial number that he built.
He really is just a cyborg. or an android. I don't know. I mean,
It's all
like,
fake.
naming your kid something so abstract. I don't like. I'm not. That kid's probably gonna deal with some bullying, especially cyberbullying. I feel like, and you can't
Have you
really.
seen the memes? He's already getting fucking destroyed on
I
Twitter,
mean,
or
right?
yeah, Twitter,
You can't.
Twitter.
You can't really like prevent that though, especially with someone who's rich as like Elon Musk. I honestly, if he named his kid something like basic, like Joe or Bob, like just the opposite of something so advanced, I'm sure he would get shit for it too. So it's like it's
Maybe.
Elon Musk, it's a rich guy who people either like him or hate him. It's just like this 50-50, person, and naming his kid something weird. I don't really blame him for doing it. I think it's kind of cool, I guess, but at the same time, I don't know if I would want to have that in my name. Then
Something he
again,
should have named his dog
I
or
don't.
something. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
his
like an
kid.
animal, sure. But like, it's just it is what it is. You can't really stop a billionaire.
I'm sure if his name was actually like Bob or something, people would be like, "Oh, cool, Elon Musk had a son. There would not
Bob
be this
Musk.
much Twitter flame." Bob Musk.
Bob Musk, really? Joe
Okay, well,
Musk.
something basic like
His first name is
Sam
Elon.
Morrell. Well, people didn't give a shit for his name being Elon. Really, I don't know. Elon's kind of a cool name.
What's your argument on this? You just don't like the name.
Name X Ash 12 is A12 is
Just
weird,
say Ash. It's
and
just Ash. He's probably
I
gonna
say
honestly
A.
on every paper this kid writes, it's probably gonna be Ash.
Yeah, but
Like
is it gonna write? It's weird. I don't know. Well, yeah, obviously, but like, there's like certain things they need to do legally. Like legally, he needs to have his name in the school system be X Ash A12.
well, technically maybe he does. Well, I mean like eh, sure, okay. That's a fair argument. Fine. I'll let it slide, sure.
And you know, if there's like some, never mind. If there's something like online that you need to fill out, like legal documents, and
Signing your
you
name
need to
X
fill in your
Ash.
name XA12.
I mean, his son is named after a fucking plane, though.
Well, he should have named his plane that then. I don't know.
I just don't get it.
Name the next Tesla car that, not your
Yeah,
son.
yeah, there you go. That's a good way to just leave it at that. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Why would you go all the way out of your way to do that just so you could say that you did it? That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
I'm the first
No.
person to name my son something so fucking abstract. Okay, thank you. Put that in the Guinness Book of World Records, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No. I don't want to judge, but it's weird.
Something interesting that I like to talk about and I get really lost in is the idea of dreams. No, I don't know. I
Oh
don't know
my
what
god.
your perspective is on dreams. Like, do you believe like they're trying to like warn you of things and tell you of something?
I honestly don't really know. I haven't had dreams where I've been warned of something
Well, I
or
know
like
not even like no, no, no. I'm not saying like someone verbally warns you in your dream. I'm saying like something weird and
actually.
abstract happens, and you're like, whoa, and you look it up, and then there's like something connected to it. Because I mean, personally, for me, I've never really believed in that. And
Well, I actually have an interesting story about this.
okay,
So,
well, I mean, yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
all right. So, I don't know Tom, right? Tom, cousin Tom. So, grandpa was sick in the hospital a few years ago, and Tom had a dream that everyone was saying sorry for your loss about your grandpa or whatever.
Hmm.
And 2 days later, my grandfather died. So that's kind of weird coincidence. I don't know, maybe,
Well,
but
okay. I mean, that's something that I deal with quite a bit, and I find really interesting. I've gotten just so used to it to the point where I don't question it. But like, have you ever had moments of deja vu?
oh yeah, yeah,
Like
that's
straight
weird.
up in your well, I don't know where. See, it's weird because I want to say this like the moments come from your dreams because like I don't know where else where they would come from, but like where I'm just sitting and I shit you not, like all of a sudden I'll just like be like, oh, I've been in this moment before. You know,
Yeah, me too. But
it's
there's actually
weird.
there's theories that people say that you die, you just get reborn in the same life, and that's what deja vu is. You just remembering your past life, like a glitch, basically.
That's wow. That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
No,
So
I
as soon
yeah
as
yeah
you
yeah.
die, you get reborn.
Someone my coworker brought that up. Like the idea. I don't. Well, from what I okay. So what he told me was that when you die, basically, what happens is you right before you die, there's like 10 seconds of brain activity. That this is what he was telling me, and in that 10 seconds, you basically relive your entire life, and it's just
Yeah.
this endless loop. But I don't know how much. I don't really like. Me personally, I don't believe in that. I don't think that's because like you'd be going back into this loop, and it turns into like this Inception kind of style thing where every time you get further in the loop, the previous loop is like less or like slower time. I don't. It just that feels like this endless like paradox that doesn't make any sense, and I don't
Yeah,
think that's
that doesn't
true.
make any sense.
But that's something I heard of. But
Uh,
like the idea that you're living your past life, and that's like just something you've experienced before. That's something interesting because I've never been able to.
it's,
I mean, I've never been able to like put my grasp around the idea of deja vu. I've looked it up, and it doesn't make any sense. But like I've just gotten
scary.
it is scary. I've just gotten so used to the fact that it happens where I just say in that moment I will straight up say deja vu, and then like mid conversation I'll say it, and that's it. I leave it at that. It's been weird sometimes. Like some of the moments I've had it is strange.
Some of them are like quick, but like there's times where like it's an entire minute of I've already done this. What am I doing?
There have been times where my dream has like something close to a deja vu, but it's not it, and then I start worrying because my dreams usually end terribly. Um,
Really?
I I have some in I mean I will pull up some of the dreams that I've had because I wrote some of them down, and I'll summarize some of them. Hang on, because one of them was terrifying for me, and it just felt so real that I was like terrified to wake up the next day and feel like it was going to happen. Um, this. Oh yeah, that's not it. That's not it. Let me see. Yeah, there's been one where my mirror reflection tries to hold a gun to me. Like, okay, so the best way to describe this, and this is back. This was in a phase. I think this was around like December, where I was kind of in a bad place. And one of the dreams that I had
Hmm.
was that I got up, went to the bathroom, and I didn't go to like take a piss or anything. I walked in there. There's no lights on. The only thing we have in our bathroom is like one of those little like night lights that glows a different color and then fades out. And I walked up to the mirror and I put my hands on the sink area and I just stared at my reflection for like 5 seconds, or maybe no, probably longer than that. And my reflection like started moving, and I wasn't moving, but it
Yeah.
was really strange because like my reflection then pulled a gun and put it to my like put it facing towards me, and then all of a sudden my hand went to my head and I put a gun to my head, and I was like,
Whoa.
it was fucking weird, and I don't remember what
Some
happened
weird
after
movie
that.
shit right
Yeah,
now.
and I want to honestly,
Some like horror movie shit.
if I ever were to make like if I ever do get into filmmaking, that's gonna be something I want to try because you know how cool that would
It's
look.
kind of cool.
That's a really cool
Kind of
concept.
cool, actually.
Let me look
You
at
ever had a lucid dream?
once, but
Really?
I
What did
don't
you
want to.
do?
I don't want to talk about it on at least on this
Did you
podcast.
have sex? Did you have sex?
Yes, but I don't want to talk about it.
I,
I'll save that for another podcast if we get into it. But I have had one lucid dream, and I wish I could have another one because it was awesome.
think
But
I think I've had one. It was like half lucid, half a, like just regular dream. It was kind of weird, actually.
here's a short
I
little.
remember
Well, oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
it was stupid, but I remember I like was at my old middle school and we were out in the yard and like it was nine. I saw a huge sign, huge billboard that said 95 degrees out. Just I don't know why that was there. It was just there.
It's probably
And then
95 degrees.
I'm like started making it snow, and then I forgot that it was lucid, and then I'm like, why is it snowing? It's 95 degrees, and then I woke up.
Oh, so that's kind of a lame one.
It's weird. Have you okay, wait. So when you got into your lucid dream, did you just realize that you were dreaming and then you
Yeah.
just stayed asleep?
Well, no, I realized I was dreaming. So I was walking through this mansion with like infinite doors. I just remember all of a sudden I go, wait a second, this isn't real. And I go, wait, I'm in a dream. And I don't know if this was the dream or if I was actually having a lucid dream, but I genuinely believe I was having a lucid dream because of what happened after that. Because like all of a sudden I just snapped or I did something and this whole like mansion thing went away. I was in my bedroom next, and then all of a sudden like I was controlling what I was doing because there was no chance in hell it was just some sort of fabricated dream because I got stuff that I wanted out of it, you know?
Yeah,
So it was weird.
I had a dream where I realized I was dreaming, but ended up just going into sleep paralysis and did not have a lucid dream because I was having dreams. Like, I remember the dream specifically. I was walking down the St. Francis steps and I looked at my phone and it was all blurry. And previously, a few nights, like for a few nights, I've been having that dream where I look at my phone and it's blurry. I'm like, shit, I'm dreaming. And then I just wake up.
Yeah,
Then, so this time I'm like, oh shit, I'm dreaming.
that's
Maybe I can
strange.
go into a lucid dream. So I just, like, I came out of the dream. Like, it was so weird. I felt like a fucking rush of like energy or something. And I came out of the dream. And then all of a sudden, I'm in my bed and I'm just laying there, unable to move. They
Yeah,
say when you have or when you have sleep paralysis, you're supposed to keep your eyes, like quote unquote, eyes closed to see weird shit. So I just kept my eyes closed. I was hearing like weird whispers and stuff. So I'm like, shit, I want to wake up.
I have dealt with sleep paralysis, I think, once. I have dealt with sleep paralysis demons more than once.
Oof.
Those are terrifying, and I hate those. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like the ones where it's weird. That's such a strange thing, and I only found this out recently, where like you're like half like sleeping, half awake. So I've had experiences where I wake up from sleeping, and I look up, like my head's laying on my pillow. I'm looking directly up the ceiling, and I'm just waking up, but the dream is like in reality for a minute or like for a second. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
this creature lunges at me from up top. It's just a dark, shadowy creature, and I freak out and I like put my hand up and try and like catch it and stop it. And then I see that there's nothing there. This happens to me all the time. I've had one where there's a spider crawling on my wall, and it jumps at me. They always jump at me, and I have to put my hand up to stop it, and then it doesn't exist. But like that's such a weird
That's
thing, that the
horrible.
fact that your dreams melt into reality for like 3 seconds, because it's
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
mind blowing that happens. Like it.
Gone into sleep paralysis a few times. One time I was sleeping at a hotel in Canada, right?
Mhm.
And every time I fell asleep, I went into sleep paralysis. It happened 5 fucking times in a row. Like,
Yeah,
why? I just want to go to bed.
I
But I've never experienced sleep paralysis demons or anything like
dude,
that.
you don't want to. They're fucking terrifying.
I know. That's
Some
why as soon as I'm in it, I'm like, shit, I'm in it. I
if
need to get out of
if you
this.
look at some of the dreams, no image. If you look it up on Google and look at some of the images, there's one specific one that I can tell you literally looks like mine. It's like it's an
A lot
image
of
of,
people see the same thing. It's
yeah. It's
interesting.
strange, but like I deal with that, and that's like something I hate, but like it's cool at the same time because it's just such a weird thing to deal with. But I don't know.
Tim could go into detail about this because
Like
this happens to him all the time.
yeah, I will. Then we'll talk about it with him. But like the problem is with me is I deal with like migraines like all the time, so I lose my vision, and that could be part of the reason why I deal with like some of the dream shit I deal with. You know, because it's all in the head, and like when I get migraines, my sight goes away because something's going on. Anyways, it's just weird. But like one of the dreams that I have here is I have it described as suburban neighborhood goes to shit. Power lines snap, begin to swing like pendulums across the street. So somehow I'm walking down the suburban street, like your neighborhood, right? And the
Yeah.
power lines start swinging like pendulums. Or no, I think the electric wire started swinging like pendulums, and we had to cross it. I don't remember what happened after that, but that's a weird one. Um,
Dreams are so interesting. It's like it's so because dreams. I think what is it? Dreams are like a depiction of your subconscious or something like that, and your subconscious can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not. So that's why when people have vivid dreams, it feels so real, and you wake
I
up and you're like, whoa.
I'm reading some of these and I don't remember them now at all. Like I'm like, what the fuck? Like this just seems like random scribblings that I wrote.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why that's an interesting thing too because since they're depictions of the subconscious, your conscious mind knows what's real and what's not, and it makes you forget your dreams. That you don't get stuck in a loop of like thinking that your dream was actually real life.
one of the scariest dreams I have ever had was when I was it felt genuinely real because I woke up or I was in my bedroom, right? I'm laying in my bed, my old bedroom, and I was looking out the window and it was like maybe 3 a.m. And I don't remember what happens first, but I shit you not. No, I think okay, I do. So I'm laying there and the radio is playing that I usually have on, so it just felt so real at this moment. All of a sudden, I see a flash outside, right? And it wasn't lightning; it was a fucking nuke, and just the mushroom cloud that blows up, and I'm just like, okay, this is it. I said, oh fuck, this is it, this is it, and I'm hiding in my blanket, and then the flash comes through. You can hear like feel the wind and everything, but nothing happens, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's so far in the distance that somehow we were okay. And but the problem is that now these like gremlin looking aliens jump from the sky and land on like my front lawn and they start like bashing at my window. That's when I could tell it was a dream. But if you minus the rest of that, the genuine fear I had in that moment was terrifying. I almost
Oh
like
my
I
god.
it was one of those things where I woke up and I go, like I can't, I just couldn't sleep. I was done. I was like, no, that was so scary. I hate those. I hate
You
those.
ever died in a dream before?
I think once, but like the stupid theory that if you die in a dream, you die in real life is bullshit. Because I've died in a dream before. I'm fine.
Well, no, I think that's just like an
That's dumb.
inception of bullshit. But I heard people when people die in dreams, they immediately wake up, and it's like crazy.
Trying to see what else. There's a lot. There's some weird ones in here. But yeah, there's one where somehow there was the circus was on top of New York City skyscrapers, and me and my cousin went there, and we were there. I don't know, it was fucking weird. I just like my dreams are. It's just strange where I get these ideas for like a lot of the stuff that I write is a lot of it's from stupid dreams that I've had and just like strange shit. It's
All
really
my dreams
crazy.
suck.
Well, maybe you just get better dreams. Period.
I don't. It's all my dreams are just in weird, unfamiliar places, and I have no idea who half the people are.
Well, it's just well. I mean, have you ever seen the movie Inception?
Yeah, Inception is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some truth to what that movie's about. So I don't know. Go watch
That
it
would
if
be
you
so
haven't seen
cool.
it.
I would love just like. Could you imagine just going into a dream with like your buddies and just fucking around? That would be so fun.
Pulling off one of the craziest heists of stealing memories. That oh god, I have to fully watch that movie again. But like the idea of like, oh, that's another thing. Have you ever had those dreams where you're falling off your bed, or like you just feel like you're falling, and you're
Yes, yes.
those are
Then
scary.
like you like wake up and you like my theory is I actually stand up in my bed and then when I fall off a building I fall back because I literally
No,
feel my bed shake when I
no,
wake
that's
up.
not true. That's not what happens.
I literally feel my bed like shaking though, like I fell into my
Because
bed.
because it's probably because you're shaking when you wake up. Like I jolt when I wake up when that happens. You know, like I freak out.
I mean too, but it's like I actually fall and hit my pillow and stuff
Maybe
in
it's
real
just
life,
like
and then my bed's
it could be what your brain's telling you. You know, like your brain could be faking those fakes, just like my brain fakes the
that would
reality
be
of the fact that there's sleep paralysis demons.
That would be crazy.
I mean, it could
That's
happen.
that's I hate those. I hate those dreams. So have you ever had that when like you're falling asleep in class or something?
And well, I don't really fall asleep in class. I was kind of like a paying attention kind of guy.
Neither did I, but like
Well,
sometimes
you
I'd fall
just
asleep in class and then like all of a sudden I start falling and then I just make a huge bang on my desk and everyone
yeah.
looks at me.
I
I'm like,
mean, yeah. No, I have. No, I know what you're talking about. Well, I've never banged my head on the desk, but
it's just like I like jolt up and then the desk makes a huge noise.
I
I'm
feel
like,
like
oh.
that's when you lay your hand or lay your head on your hand and like your arm props it up and then someone smacks it out of the way and your head just goes right into the desk.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened. Someone did that to you. No, I don't know. It's weird. It's dreams are fucking strange. And we
That
could
sucks though. When you have that falling dream, you're like right about to fall asleep and like you're like in between dream states or whatever, and like you just had such a long day and you just want to go to bed,
you know what
and
it
all of a
feels
sudden
like?
you fucking fall off a building and then wake up and then
For
you can't fall back to sleep.
Right. So for me, every time it happens, it's not me falling off a building. Like literally, I feel the same way that I feel when I'm watching my character go flying when we're playing. Like for example, when we're playing Far Cry and I go outside of the map, that's what it feels like. I shit you not. And just everything's like weird colored and shit. It was fucking strange. But yeah, I just jolt
One
right
time I
up.
had it. One time I had the stupidest one where like I was walking on my sidewalk and I tripped over a crack and my dream falling was like so
You
slow
stepped on a
and then
crack and
just jolt
broke
up.
your
I just jolt up out of my bed like it was some crazy thing that just happened, and I just tripped over a bump in the sidewalk.
the bump in the sidewalk dream. Yeah, I love those
Yeah,
ones.
ever that happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, dreams are strange. I honestly, oh yeah, I could go on for about dreams for a while and talk about them because I have so many strange ones. But I'm gonna switch topics for a second. Recently, so I mean, as you know, personally, from me to you, I've kind of lost some weight, right? And some of the one of the things that I've been doing, and I find this really strange, is the idea of I have a mug here that I keep on my desk, and I have a giant jug of water down. Well, it should be down below me. Maybe I left it downstairs. Anyways, I pour the water into the mug as a normal human being would do, and I drink out of this. When I do that, I don't I don't feel hungry. Like I don't feel hungry for food. I just want to drink my water, and I continue to do that. And something about that, it's weird because like if I were drinking out of the jug constantly, I feel like I would still be hungry. But like doing something where I'm drinking out of a mug and refilling it, it's weird for me where I just want to keep refilling it and drinking it. And I drink so much water by doing that, and I feel like I've just
It's
tricked my head.
interesting.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it's very interesting because it feels like I tricked my brain into thinking that if I keep refilling this mug, I gotta drink it. And it's not like drinking water out of a cup, you know? It's like
But water is kind of like an appetite suppressant, and I drink out of my jug all the time, and I drink a lot of water out of my jug, and I don't feel that hungry either. Especially if I drink, but actually drinking out of a mug does make me not hungry either, because I drink coffee out of a mug, and like I'll take a while on my coffee, and I won't be hungry till like 5 p.m.
well, right, but like what I'm saying, I guess, is the fact that like if I can't drink, like I just don't like drinking out of the giant jug. Like mine's a metal, it's a metal water bottle. Like it's a metal or cylinder water bottle. It's pretty big. I don't remember what the exact. Let me see. I don't remember what the exact like amount is in it, but I think it's a gallon or so. And I can't drink out of it. Like I don't want to drink out of it, but if I pour it into a cup, I just want to keep filling it up. That's what I do when we're playing gunfight, and I will just like sip out of this, and then once I'm out of it, I'll refill it. And I'm totally fine
Yeah.
with doing that over and over again. But like I said, I feel like I tricked my brain into thinking that it's somewhat like it sustains my. I'm not. I don't know. It's interesting how I've kind of like defeated the fact that I used to be so hungry all the time, and now I'm not because I'm drinking water. It's
How you lost your weight?
I mean that's partly the fact that I just figured, well, yeah, drinking a lot of water was the fact. I mean that was probably the biggest thing, is that I didn't drink as much water, so I mean water fills you up. most of the
Yeah.
time.
Especially those
So,
LaCroix. Oh my god, those fill you up.
well, yeah, I mean that's okay. That's something interesting I want to bring up in a second. But like, I drink a lot of water, and the fact that I just kind of didn't feel like I didn't eat or I needed to eat a shit ton of food all the time. Like at
Yeah.
school, at high school, I used to buy like 2 lunches. You know
Oh my
that.
god.
Yeah,
It's
double
so it's
lunches.
because it was so easy to.
Right, and I
Especially on the
was
chicken Alfredo days, it's like, oh, I need all of it in that fucking container right
yeah,
there.
and so I used to do that, but like I don't. I would buy one lunch now, and I probably wouldn't eat half of it because I just don't feel like it. It's
Yeah.
more just cutting a lot of the junk food out and cutting a lot of the eating out, and that's what made me lose my weight. But yeah. So back to you just brought up Lacroix, and there is an interesting theory that I've heard from grown adults who may or may not be very educated, but something they brought up was the fact that carbonated drinks, especially carbonated water, expand your stomach.
Huh?
So they actually make you eat more, which I don't believe.
I don't believe that either because it's actually that's a diet tactic is to drink seltzer water to suppress your hunger.
Right, but I also kind of it's got gaseous. I mean, carbonation is basically gas in a way.
And then you just end up burping it up anyway.
That's true. You do burp it up, so maybe that's part of it. But that's such a weird theory. I don't know why that people would think that that's like um that's not what happens. I drink it because personally for me, I've gained a liking to it. Like I just like the taste of it. I think it's a low cal or very it's 0 calories, and
Yeah,
it's better than soda. You're still drinking a fluid. It's water, and it's just got a little bit of a
it's
taste
good.
to it, and it's good. I mean, I've
Flavor a lot.
it's the brand I support because it's more of an inside joke at this point. Like I would drink whatever seltzer water you gave me, but Lacroix is just kind of stuck to my name, and I've just kind of lived the
LaCroix is
meme.
cool. I
It
like
is
LaCroix.
cool.
I don't know. There's something more appealing about buying LaCroix instead of like Wegmans seltzer water.
Well, you can
Oh,
buy. I mean, Polar's pretty cool, but like, I don't know. I've stuck to the meme, the fact that I drink this, so I'm like, you know what? Let's just make it a thing. I'll buy
yeah.
any seltzer, but I speaking of Lacroix, they need to bring some of those other flavors to my area because you know what? I'm getting sick of berry and raz cranberry and passion fruit. I want the pure flavor. I want the
Harry's
lemon
good.
the lemon what is it? The limo chow or whatever fuck. What is it? Lemon
Oh wow.
chow or whatever the
I
fuck
don't know.
it's called?
I
I
think
want
berry's the best
that.
one. I think it's the most flavorful one.
Well, I have a lot of connections with berry because it's a memory. It's a memory re-jogger for me.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
nostalgia.
yeah, it's some nostalgia, right? I don't know. Yeah, that's a weird little thing. I don't know why people tell me that. If anything, it saves you a lot of like drinking pop. It would do the same thing, but like I pop is just honestly I stopped drinking pop because I watched one of those videos where they pour it into the pan, where they pour it into like the little pan, they fry it basically, or they like heat it up, and it just becomes this molten syrup. You seen
Oh
those?
yeah,
Oh god, it's
yeah.
disgusting. That's what you're drinking, minus
You
the
could drink
water or the fluid.
diet soda. The only problem with diet soda, it's 0 calories, but the only problem with that is that they use artificial sweeteners like saccharin, which cause I
Cancer.
think they causes testicle cancer. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
that's why I stopped. That's why I stopped drinking. Well, I don't. I never liked diet in the first place. I always said if you're gonna drink pop, drink the normal pop. Don't even drink diet.
I don't
But
know. I enjoy diet from time to time.
yeah, no. Well, does Lacroix have artificial sweeteners?
Oh, it's just I don't know what it is. It's just like a hint of like juice or something.
Naturally essenced. It doesn't. I don't.
Well, if it had a natural or if it had an unnatural sweetener in it, I think it'd be some sort of calories.
Yeah,
It would
that's what
be
I'm thinking.
sweeter.
Doesn't really add up. I'm not
It'd be
defending.
sweeter too.
I'm not defending Lacroix right now. I'm just saying I don't think. I think there would be more to it than what it is, which is just 0 calories, zero for everything on there. But
This podcast was sponsored by
it's
LaCroix.
not. I would love it for that to be the case, but no. In fact, the Instagram post where I tagged them in it, they liked it, but they didn't post it because there's no Lacroix can in my hand. If I had posted it, with a
Oh yeah.
LaCroix can in my hand, I would have made it on their Instagram page possibly. Something that I was thinking about was like the idea of parallel universes. Do you
Oh
believe
my.
that they kind of like maybe exist?
You remember when we did Back to the Future in Mr. Drew's class in English in sophomore year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I was like, we had to like, he would talk about like parallel universes, and it was like, is
Wait.
talk about it. It
Hang on, sophomore year? He did this sophomore year?
would have been sophomore or freshman year. We did Back to the
Were you
Future.
in his class freshman year?
Yeah.
I thought you were in Moretta's.
Oh no, I was in Drew's.
Okay, yeah. So then you did it freshman year because I don't he never did Back to the Future with us. No, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Hang on, let me prove my point real quick. It was freshman year because that's when we read The Invisible Man.
oh yeah.
Anyways, go back to your story.
So if we want to talk about parallel universes, I'm going to talk about it in the terms of Back to the Future, right? So basically, it's like just interesting to think. What if you were time traveling, right?
Mm-hmm.
You went back to a younger version of yourself. You It's like if you were actually time traveling, then you would not be able to see the younger version of yourself. Because like in Back to the Future, Marty sees the younger version of himself, which leads me to believe that it was actually just a opposite or a parallel universe, or that's time where that Marty existed. So I think that there is multi or unlimited amounts of parallel universes, just that like milliseconds before, like into the future and into the past.
So what you're saying again? So I'm trying to grasp this right now. So basically, what you're saying is like the parallel universes only exist in like varying degrees in milliseconds in the future and the past. You can't like go back to the past and those like they're existing like currently is what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say?
Right now, in a parallel universe, there's 30-year-old me living his life.
Oh,
Right now,
wait.
in a parallel universe, there's a 5-year-old me living their life.
Oh, okay, no. So that's not what I. Okay, so you're saying there are parallel universes, and the fact that like they're still going on right now. Like,
Yes.
oh god, this is
And
weird.
then there's it's like so
So
mind-boggling
they're
because
not going on the same time ours is going on.
yes,
It
exactly.
is okay.
So
So it's not.
the parallel universe 30-year-old me is living right now, he already did what I'm doing right now, except it's a parallel universe 30 years into the future
Okay.
from our standpoint, but it's happening right now.
So do you right? But what if? Okay. So oh god, I'm gonna break my own head with this. So like the idea of like if you had like what if one of your parallel universe so the idea of if one of your parallel universes was in the past, right? You were living in like the 40s or 50s. That doesn't exist. That can't happen. But
No, I'm not saying. Well, okay, it's so weird. It's I
well,
don't
I was gonna
know.
talk about
It's
it on
like,
simpler terms. I wasn't gonna go like far in depth with what I'm doing now, but you're confusing me. So I'm
oh,
just like
now we're
fight or
too
flight
far
system.
into
Now
it.
I have to go. Yeah, now I have to go to 0 to 100 real quick because I'm losing my mind.
Basically, there's unlimited parallel universes where we are living our lives out in that universe. But I think that there's also other parallel universes where there's like, it's like, oh my God, there's so much going on in my head right now. Now, I also think that what do you think of like, oh, it's so hard to explain. It's
I
like
was well, no, I
if
was
you
just.
it's like you have, let's say you're faced with two decisions, right?
Mhm.
It could change the course of your life. You choose the one decision. I feel like either decision you choose, you're like it's like you're kind of transported into another universe where that life fills out. But if
So,
you chose the other thing, then you're into another parallel universe to where that life branches out. So
all
there's like
right,
two branches going in completely opposite direction.
hang on. Okay, so how this is how I'm picturing, right? Picture it like I don't know, like a Skyrim dialogue thing. You know what I'm talking about? and you have two options. Oh, well, maybe it's not that. Yeah, we'll just stick with that. So you have two options right there, and you have to pick, right? Or like a Telltale game, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're pinned
Yeah,
with
that's
a couple
basically it.
options.
Yes.
Yeah, you're pinned with a couple options. You have to decide, right? And say like you you make a life changing decision. And what you're saying is once you press that button to make that decision, all of a sudden you're instantly loaded into another universe, and
Kind of.
that's what you're trying to say. Like you're instantly in another
Kind
universe
of.
where I
Yes,
kind of
because
get
of the
that.
like there was another like I think we learned about this in cruise class where it's like you have the decisions, right? So you like let's say you make that decision in The Walking Dead or whatever, the Telltale game, you make the one decision. And it brings you into this whole different storyline now. But there's also like another universe where that
Where
you
the
pick the
opposite
other
happens.
decision
Yeah.
and you go the other way.
Well, here's the thing. I think I believe in parallel universes. I'm more of an agnostic towards it because I think it's a very interesting concept. And what I do when I'm like feeling down or feeling bad, like something poor happened in my life, like I made a poor judgment call, right? You know, I think that like what helps me get through that, and this is probably dumb, is the concept that someone there's another version of me in a parallel universe that has it better, or they made the right decision, right? So they're living a better life. So I'm kind of
Yeah,
like it kind of helps me through some things, like at least I know it's stupid and it sounds so dumb saying it, but like parallel universes are crazy and it's just such a weird concept, but at the same time it does feel like it might be true, like it might be real, because like it's
I
just so
believe in it. I believe in what I think where even a second ago there was like just a second before, like a millisecond. There's another parallel universe where I'm a millisecond younger living my life out right now.
yeah, no, I believe that too. I mean, there's infinite amounts. I mean, I don't know if they physically exist in our universe, but like I feel like they exist. I just don't know where they would be, like how to describe that. But like what you realize is the fact that our universe is so like it's obsolete compared to the rest of space and time.
Oh
Like
my God.
you cannot get to the edge of space. Like there is no edge of space. What is below our planet? No one has ever. This is blowing my mind. Below
It's like
Earth, it's deep space. That's what they consider it, right? But like, what is below deep space? Like what I picture below Earth is like when you go deeper into the ocean and it just gets more pitch black, but there's stuff down there. What about above us? Because space is
well, the
infinite,
universe is
right?
constantly expanding right now.
It's
Expanding
insane.
faster than they actually thought
It's
before.
still going on, and I love
It's going
I
So I saw
love
a Joe Rogan podcast, right? So he was talking about how scientists thought that after after years and years that the universe was just going to expand, but it was going to keep expanding, but it was going to get slower and slower as time went on, right? Apparently, there's like some reverse gravity thing that's going on right now, so where now the universe is expanding even faster, and it's getting even bigger faster over
yeah,
the years.
and I fucking love space. I love space so much because of how crazy and obscure and sublime. Like sublime is the only word to describe how crazy space is. And it's insane to me how crazy like the concept of that we're just on a planet floating in the middle of infinite space. Infinite. Like it doesn't end and we're in this pitch black void. We're one person. I'm standing on like I'm sitting on a chair in my second floor of my house right now. But like out in space, we're fucking obsolete. We don't even matter. It's just so big. It's like playing a video game, right? Like I guess I don't know. The example I'm thinking of is like Red Dead, right? When you first play it, the map is it feels big because you don't have anything to like like get you faster to different points. You know,
Yeah.
like when you're riding your horse, it's slow, and so like it feels so big because of that. Our world is just like a giant fucking video game map, and all we can do is really walk. We can't go anywhere else right now. You know,
Yeah, I know. It's
it's
actually insane
it's
though. This
mind
space is
blowing.
crazy. Even on Earth, bro, even fucking The ocean?
The
Who the
ocean
hell
hasn't
knows what's
been,
down
yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah. The ocean hasn't fully been explored yet. It's
Yeah.
so deep and there's so those. I gotta say those, or I gotta say though those deep fish with the light bulbs above them, dude. Some of the fucking fish at the very blue deep. Have you seen some of those things?
Oh,
They're alien fucking creatures. It's insane. Like, look, there's okay.
that's scary.
So, what you should do, there's a show on Netflix, or it's not by Netflix, but it's on Netflix. It's called Planet Earth, or no, it's called Deep Blue, or whatever it's called, or Blue Oceans, Blue Planet, and it's a documentary that shows the deeper animals. There's an episode on there where it's like the deep. Watch it. It's insane to see some of these creatures because they literally look like
Yeah.
they're out of like aliens. They look insane, and you can see their like skeletons inside of them and crazy. It's so fucking unreal. Like
Yeah, dude, that's scary. And there's
it's
like it just
terrifying.
it just makes me think like there's like oh my God, I don't even know. Like you know how there's like the fucking whales, like they're huge, right?
Yeah,
Go deeper, there's got to be something giant down there, like a
yeah.
huge shark or something.
It's insane. It's crazy stuff. It's absolutely crazy.
Scary.
Dude, it's terrifying. I mean, the idea of like deep blue is actually terrifying, and it's crazy how deep it is. But like,
Yeah,
it's kind of like space. I mean, right now we
that
don't
is.
really have a way of exploring it. We have like submarines, but the pressure is just so deep down there that it doesn't matter. We can't get to the bottom. We can only get to a certain
Yeah,
amount. It's just fucking crazy. Um,
that's scary.
Another topic I guess we could talk about is like I just wrote a whole research paper, which I can say fuck that research paper because it was APA and I've never done APA. Um,
Ooh,
I did a whole research paper which was basically bullshit on the idea of could we live on the moon possibly. And what I learned from this research paper is basically that yes, we can. It'd be terrible. If you ever had the chance to and you had the opportunity to, would you live on the moon?
no, absolutely not.
No. Okay, well, what if I said, like, what if it was, like, minus all the bad stuff? You live on the moon, like, what if, would you want to live there?
I mean, it's kind of cool. It's interesting to think about. I don't think I would want to live there though. It's
Would
like
you,
you can't like it sucks, dude. You just can't like go outside and get some fresh air and
well,
something. Like, you're just like cooped up all the
you
time. You have to wear
kind
your
of, I
fucking
mean,
spacesuit.
you could go outside. You can't, yeah, that's right, you can't get fresh air. Would you rather live on Mars than Moon?
Uh, probably I don't know. Like probably Mars. I probably would live on Mars more than the moon because Mars is fucking cool. First of all, second of all,
I, I don't
it's
agree
not
with
like
that.
I don't know because if you're on the moon, it's just like I mean the moon would be cool because you're looking at space itself because there's no atmosphere, so that'd be pretty cool too. Fuck, I
Yeah.
don't even know.
Well, there's very little atmosphere, but I only know this because I just did a fucking research paper on it. I would not know that otherwise. I don't
Have you ever
know.
seen The Martian? With
I have seen The Martian. I've tried to watch a lot of space movies that are like kind of like more realistic than like sci-fi. I mean, that was pretty real. Obviously it's not
yeah,
like full on like factual, but like yeah, it's I don't know. I don't think I could live on Mars first of all, and I don't like what it looks like. It just looks like Arizona to me. If it was just more red and it's like desert, it doesn't seem like it would be my I would rather live on the moon just straight up because there is low atmosphere. It just looks cool to the fact that you can see like stars. The
it'd be
problem
cool to jump
is
around up there too.
yeah, the problem is that the Earth is not as close to the moon as you would think. I
Yeah, it's
right, and I watched this movie called Ad Astra, which is one of my favorite movies. Straight up, came out 2019, I believe, and I could talk about it for hours. But I was watching the bonus features, and there's a scene where these guys are on the moon and they're rovering on the moon because there's a I guess there's more of a civilization on the moon now in this movie, and they're rovering on the moon. You can see the Earth in the distance, but they literally said they had to scale it up so that you could see it because it's not that big. Like if you were on the moon, it's not that big.
oh,
It's
really?
so yeah, it's far away as hell. It's insane. The
Well, I
moon
guess that
looks
makes sense because if you look up at the moon, it's like fucking tiny.
not really. It's tiny. Okay, so picture it this way. the moon to us, right? It still looks, you can still see it. It's like a big ball, in the sky.
Yeah.
If you were on the moon and you looked at Earth, it's tinier than what we see the moon as on our planet.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's weird.
it's really strange.
Hmm.
um
So let's say this. Let's say you're living on the moon, right? Just see the fucking world explode. What do you do?
oh, and you're stuck on the moon?
Yeah, that would suck.
I would try and jump off the moon and just go float in space until I die. Because
That'd be kind of
straight
cool.
up, honestly, I have like one of the ways I want to go out if I ever had the chance, like the choice to, like one of the coolest ways I feel like I would go out, rather than other than dying, of old age, which is the way I want. That's the way I prefer. But like if I had to choose and I couldn't pick that, I would rather float around in space until I lose my oxygen and die, or like die in the depths of the sea, like in the blue. Not like the super
Could
depth
just,
part, but like die in water.
could just
Drowning.
see 90-year-old. Could just
I
see 90-year-old Trevor in the deathbed. And he's like, "I go to space to die," and they just shoot you right up there.
You know what?
Elon
So
Musk.
me and Micah went to Walmart one time. Micah's our friend. Me and Micah went to Walmart, and it was like late at night, and we were looking in the movie section. There is a movie called The Astronaut. And what you just described is the plot of that movie. This old man who wants to go to space before he dies. I shit you not. And I was laughing so hard looking at the back of the DVD. I wanted to watch it so bad because I knew it would be terrible. But the plot is, yeah, an old man in a nursing home wants to go to space before he dies. And his
Oh
whole
god.
mission is to get to space before he dies. It's so funny. Oh my
I don't
god.
know. Oh my god. How could you even? How do people make bad movies? It's like, bro, come on.
You're looking at one.
Nah.
Yeah. Um that's a whole different discussion.
Yeah.
Let's continue. Oh, are we living in a simulation?
We're living in a
Are
simulation?
we living in a simulation?
I don't think so.
I would
It's
hope
just,
not. I don't like
it's
that
kind of
idea.
stupid, I think.
I really don't like the idea of like living in a, I just don't think it's
Actually, after
really.
watching The Matrix, hell no.
Well, I mean, okay, but I'm not saying like that's what like I don't think the Matrix is like anywhere close to what that, like the whole saying of "Are we living in a simulation?" is. I think that like
Yeah.
what they mean by saying like we're living in a simulation is that someone higher up, not God obviously, but like some guy has created this machine and he's running like it's like a video game to us basically. Like we're living in this world where it's just a video game. And we're so immersed in it that it's the real world, but we don't live on, like, we're just fictional. You know what I mean? We're
It
coded.
would suck.
I don't think it's
I don't
true.
like
I
that.
don't think it's true. The fact
I
that
don't think so either.
I don't think that's like a thing, because you can't like be self-aware of the fact that you're in a simulation, because then you're
Exactly, because that idea would not even exist right now.
doesn't Elon Musk believe that he's in a simulation?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think he's the one that said it, and that's what got me curious. But like, I don't believe it. I
That
think
idea just wouldn't even be fathomable if it was a simulation,
it's kind of the idea of like us trying to conjure up what an afterlife looks like. We can't figure it out.
right?
But like that's the weird part. I think that's the weirdest part about it, is the fact that we can't like guess. We don't know what happens when we die. No one has like come up with any idea as to what it might look like to us, because it's just so it's too hard to think about. But when you think about a simulation,
Yeah.
you can think about it. You like, oh, if you can think about that you're living in a simulation, but you can't think about the idea that like you can't like figure out where you are when you or where you're gonna go when you die. It's
I like thinking
something.
about the afterlife being like that book we read in Mr. Morstell's class.
Which one? Well, okay, right.
Remember?
The Great Divorce, or is it? Am I thinking of a different one? No, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
Is it that one?
Oh, it's a great divorce.
What's the other one?
It's like,
The
remember, it's like you die and then you're like
No, I
in
know,
like
I know what you're talking.
purgatory, which
No,
is
I
like
know what you're
this
talking
great
about.
town.
We read two books though. I'm trying to figure. There was the other book. Oh, what happened? Why bad things happen to good people? That's a
Right.
I want to talk about that with Tim because that's something that I mean I've taken a lot out of that book. Wow, I am going very fast. I've taken a lot out of that book to like live by. So I want to talk about that with Tim. Hopefully he remembers it. But yeah, the great divorce, how it's like if you go to hell, you have the opportunity to come back, right? But you have to,
I like that idea.
that's cool. I like that, but I don't know. I don't know how real it is. It was all made up because of a dream,
Oh,
right?
it's not real at all.
No, I
It's
know.
not real at all. It was like
It was like
no, that's kind of like
Well, go ahead.
that's kind of the way I like to think about it, though.
Yeah,
It's
it's
scary.
interesting. I don't know. The afterlife and is an interesting like. I don't know where what it would be. I would love to for it to be something nice, and I would love for it to to be like what like heaven has been not advertised as, but everybody like caricaturizes, be
Like
like a
everyone
place.
just coming back to their loved ones and stuff.
Yeah, and that's my hope, but we don't know. Who knows? Heaven could
Yeah.
just be like us meeting like like some dead celebrity. Like we just meet Bob Ross and
Or
that's it.
yeah, and that's it. You're
That's
just
it.
stuck with Bob Ross for
Dude,
eternity.
I would totally be fine with that, not gonna lie. I would if I could
But
sit there.
when you die, you're just reborn into the same life you just had. Deja vu. Boom.
Oh, so like every time I watch this podcast, I've watched it before. Wait, what? What?
That's what
That
I was talking
doesn't.
about with deja vu.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know. That's. I don't know. That's some crazy. I don't think that.
Hate that. I don't like that idea at all.
What
I hate that. I
the
hate the
idea
idea
of.
of reincarnation too.
I mean, reincarnation's an interesting. That's a whole different. I want to talk to Sutton about that. See, I gotta write some of this stuff
I don't
down
like
so we can
that
talk
idea.
to him.
I don't like that idea at all.
I don't like it either, but um, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things. You could speak to any animal. Which one would you speak to and why? Like if you could talk to one.
Talk to a dog because you can have dogs as pets and it'd be cool to just chill at home talking to your dog, you know?
That seems to be like the kind of the average answer.
What would you do then?
Uh I honestly would love to speak to like a dolphin possibly because
Interesting.
they're intelligent. They're
Yeah. Yeah.
they're like almost
You could start a podcast with a dolphin.
yeah, can Lucas Hunger turn into a dolphin?
Life and Stuff, the podcast with a dolphin.
Life and Stuff, the spin-off Headspace podcast. I don't know, like it'd be interesting. I feel like they're they're not really complimented as being like a smart animal. I mean, obviously, like scientists think they're really smart and everything, but like no one recognizes them. Like in the general population, no one really thinks of dolphins. They're
What about
supposedly.
elephants? Elephants are very smart. They remember everything.
Well, that's one of the ones I forgot were smart. I
I mean,
honestly,
that would be a good one.
dolphins, elephants, octopi, dude, octopi. Holy shit! Have
Be
you
weird.
have you seen some of the things they do? The fact that like
Yeah, did you see the one video? The one video of the fucking octopus swimming around and just turns into a rock
well, I mean
with the camouflage trap.
that's more yeah, right. That's more of their like primal like their instincts, but I'm talking about one of them has like so they got him into a fucking jar and he got himself out of the jar like it was sealed
Oh
up.
yeah,
It's terrifying. These things are terrifying. The fact that they
scary.
can do that. Oh my
The fire
god.
aliens, I don't. You can't prove me wrong.
They have what?
But
What'd you say?
octopi or aliens, you can't prove me otherwise. You
They
can't
could be.
change
I
my mind.
I almost think they might be. There might be the closest thing the aliens will ever see in our lifetime, at
Yeah.
least. Um, like oh
Oh, did
god,
you see about the UFO crap being leaked on
yeah, no,
Twitter and shit?
that's been a thing for a little while now. That footage
I know.
that right, that footage existed for a while, and
People
then
are people are people are going off about nothing because it's like people are like, "Oh my God, aliens exist." It's like, no, they don't. It's just a video of an unidentified flying
Yeah,
object. Like they
that's
don't know what
literally
it
what
is. It's
they
just a
call
flying
it.
object.
That's what a UFO is, an unidentified flying object. That's not. It's not like it's an automatic alien, you know.
Could be though. You never know.
Could be. I'm not. I'm not. Hey,
Think we're alone in this universe?
well, I don't know. See, that's the thing is, I think there is definitely life out there, but I think farther than what we think there is, you know, or farther that like
I mean, there's
outside of our
life out there.
galaxy.
It's just life. I mean, like intelligent life forms, because life consists of like cells that people
Yeah,
could
yeah,
find on
yeah,
some
yeah.
planet
Intelligent.
that
You
would
know what
count
I
as
meant.
aliens.
Yeah, you know what I meant. Yeah, it's a touchy subject because like people think there is life out there or intelligent life out there, and I believe that there is too. But I think it's farther than where we are now, like definitely farther than what people think there or what people think
Oh,
it is.
for sure.
You know,
No way that we're just
I don't
alone.
think we're ever gonna get abducted by aliens. I don't think we're ever gonna get invaded by aliens, but I think there is aliens out there.
Yeah, because most likely it'll be like primal kind of, you know. I don't think they'd be advanced as fuck like in these sci-fi shows. It'd probably be like them whittling sticks for food or something. I don't know.
Have you ever seen the movie Alien?
I've not
Okay, well it's a good movie, but that's a scary concept. The
abducted.
basic, well, no, the basic premise of the movie is the fact that there's like six people on a spaceship in space, like so far away from like Earth, and an alien. I think an alien climbs aboard. No, no, no. So they get off the ship and they explore this unknown planet or whatever, and someone gets I don't know, like they get a parasite basically. Someone turns into an alien. This is all general because I haven't seen the movie in a while, but like being stuck on a spaceship with six people, one of those being an alien, and having to deal with that's terrifying. I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent. Never mind. I want to go back to the octopi
It
thing.
would be scary though.
Movie equals scary though. I want to go back to the octopi thing real quick because I just thought of something. What was I gonna say? God. Like honestly, I think I'm more terrified of octopi. I'm more terrified of an octopus than tarantulas, not tarantulae. I
Octopi will be the ones that take over the human race.
probably like they're kind of the spiders of the sea. Well, no, crabs are, right? Fuck.
I don't know.
My analogy
Probably.
didn't work. I don't like spiders, but like if I had to face my fears with an octopus over a spider, I would probably pick the spider if I'm honest. Fuck the octopus, dude. Those things are terrifying.
Fuck spiders though.
Fuck spiders though, straight up. Yeah.
Hate spiders. They're like you're just chilling at home, you're just sitting watching TV, and then all of a sudden it just fucking comes down right in front of your face, and it's like Jesus.
They're terrifying. They know what's up too.
Gay.
They're they're gay.
Annoying.
I was thinking about something too before. Um, what's your no? Oh, fuck. What's your favorite color? No, fuck.
Oh, fucking indigo, blue, green, yellow, maroon, red.
Oh yeah. Do you believe in the paranormal?
Sorry?
You believe in the paranormal, like ghosts?
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever had any experiences where that might have been the case?
I've never had a paranormal activity experience.
Has Tim ever had one?
You?
No, I haven't.
Tim experiences the paranormal every single night he goes to sleep.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I just thought of it. Okay, this is a fun little story, and I think this should be the closer.
Okay.
And I should have done this for my fucking public speaking story, but when back in like when was the big meetup day when we went to the or meetup night when we went to the dam? I think this was that night. The night that we went to the dam to meet up with each other, and remember when we took those pictures?
Like a while ago?
Yeah, remember the pictures or the picture that I have on Instagram of like the us.
Oh yeah, just on the log.
Yeah. That night, I think we met. I think we met Sean there. This was, I'm either mixing this up with That's the Night or a different night. But I know Sean
I think
Coghlan
Sean
was
was there.
there. I know he was there.
Wasn't there the night we were there.
Okay, so then this is a different night. But I know Sean was there. And so Sean said okay, so basically I have to describe this to the rest of the people. So where me and our group of friends, Lucas included, we go to the spot where it's like a dam area, and it's got like this bridge here, and it's like you're crossing this bridge, and then you walk down to the side of the river dam. I don't know how to describe it. Is there any better way? How would you fucking describe this?
It's not really a dam. It's like a little waterfall. And there's a bridge
It's like
that
a
the
creek,
cars
right?
cross over the river. It's
Like
like
a
a creek,
river. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, river. And we over our spot is on the side of this river. Like we would all like go walk across some rocks and shit. We would climb on rocks. We would get to the spot, and it was just like this rock next to the waterfalls. And I remember the night that I this happened was when I guess I got there before everybody else, or maybe I was with somebody. Someone picked me up, but Sean was there, and Sean said I had texted Sean. I'm like, "Are you there?" He goes, "Yeah." And so I had figured that he was down by the rocks, and I had gone down to where our area was on the side where this river's flowing, on the side where there's land there. And I was standing there waiting for everybody else, but apparently Sean had stayed in his car. So I stood down there. I'm like, I kept shouting the name Sean, right? I'm like, Sean, where are you? And he's not there. And I thought he was down where our area is. And I had seen a figure standing there. I shit you not.
God.
I'm not kidding. And I thought it was Sean because you couldn't see anything. It was dark. And I turned on my light and I waved it and I didn't see anything. And I saw it walk away. So the best way to describe where this figure was, you know, where that log, that giant tree fell over and you have to crawl under it to get to our spot? I think it was on the other side or maybe in front of it. But this figure, I straight up walked away. And then I thought it was Sean. So I start walking after it. And then I see flashlights coming from where we park our cars. And they start walking over. And I go, Sean, weren't you just at the spot? Why'd you go back? He goes, I was in my car the whole time. And I go, no, you weren't. No, you weren't. Don't fuck with me.
Oh,
and he goes, no,
God.
I'm serious. I was sitting in my car the whole time. And I go, then who is the figure that was just standing there? That is the only, to this day, that is second only experience that I've had with paranormal. The first being when I was in the hospital during my surgery. I shit you not, I saw a ghost, like a little ghost girl walking like a shopping, like a mini shopping cart or like a little toy across the hall where the door was. But I could have just been seeing things. I was also drugged up. But that
Awful. I would never. Oh my God, I would never go down to that spot alone in the dark.
yeah, but I wasn't terrified. I wasn't genuinely terrified. You know, it was just like a holy shit kind of moment. It was like a wow. I just
I've been a person though.
to this day I
Right
don't
now.
know how to describe that. Like I don't know how to describe
It's
what I
scary either
saw.
way. If it was some random dude down there,
Well,
or if it was a ghost, it's still kind of
I
scary.
don't think it was a guy because there was no one there. I was either you know, okay, so well, you know how your mind kind of like fixates on things and makes stuff up. You know, like if you're looking in the dark, sometimes you see shit that's not there.
Right.
It could have been that, and I am not trying to dismiss it, you know, as it's not paranormal. I'm like agnostic when it comes to that as well. But like it's some fucking crazy shit when that figure is like walking and it looked like a human
Horrible.
being, but it didn't
That's
exist.
horrible.
Oh
Well, there's
god.
actually could have just been your mind playing tricks. Just usually like
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
when they have those self deprivation tanks or whatever. Like you
Right.
can do it at home yourself. You just listen to some white noise and you blindfold yourself.
Yeah, just
What
like Stranger
usually happens
Things.
is
You need how much salt do you need?
I don't know. But anyway,
Oh,
but usually
okay.
what happens, they start hallucinating and stuff because your mind is making up for the lack of, stimuli that's coming in. So it usually just makes up hallucinations and sounds. So that could have been it too.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm thinking. But
dark.
yeah, you're right. No, you're right. It was white noise because the river water is like, or the dam water is like really loud. So
I
maybe
I
you
can do
just
that.
solved my mystery, but like I don't know. It's been one of those things where it's like it could have been that, but it also could have just been a ghost, and
Still
maybe I
scary.
experienced that. It is scary, but like I didn't. It didn't really dawn on me until I got back in my car. I go, oh fuck! I'm like that was weird. Um,
It's very
that's
weird.
the only experience I've had with. I mean, I guess yeah, it's the only experience I had with paranormal. But that's
Yeah, I
something
haven't had any.
I think we should ask our guests if you know, when we have them on, if they've had any. I think that could be a good closer to the interview or the podcast. But it's just, I mean, paranormal. I mean, what do we talk about? Dreams, paranormal, space. Wow, we really dug into some weird shit.
Yeah, we did.
All right, I'd like to thank my guest Lucas Hunger here for joining me and lending his voice to the podcast. This has been a lot of fun. I enjoy this. Lucas, if you have anything to say, this would be the time because we're closing.
Uh, I had a great time. Thank you, Trevor, for setting this all
Yeah,
up. It was
I mean,
really fun and very interesting in what we got into.
well, I hope you enjoyed it, and I want to continue this. So hopefully we can get some guests on board. We have a couple in mind. We want to get guests that you know would be able to share this or make this experience a little bit more spicy, but not like not ruining the stew that we have here. But it's been a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys join us for next week's podcast. I really hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, and we'll catch you in the next one. We don't really have a specific topic, but anyways, yeah, this has been Headspace Podcast. Take care, guys.
Bye.